Hello, this is Jason with MathTutorDVD.com, and today we're going to explore some more of the algebra capabilities of the TI-89 calculator, which are really impressive. So what we're going to learn in this section is how to add and subtract rational expressions, and we're also going to talk a bit about what we call partial fractions expansion. Both of these topics are kind of related to one another, and if you've ever done these topics for an algebra class or for a calculus class or as part of another problem, you'll know that they can sometimes take a lot of work. So the fact that the calculator can do this is really impressive. Go to F2, Algebra Menu, and you will see that there is a command here called common denominator. That's what we're going to use to basically add rational expressions. And for those of you who don't really remember, an algebra expression that we call a rational expression is just when you have a big giant fraction, and on the top you might have a polynomial, and on the bottom you might have a polynomial. So x divided by, x plus 1 is a rational expression. So when we want to add those things together, they can take some time to do by hand to get the proper common denominator. But in the TI-89, it all works out magically. Now, before we get to dealing with algebra expressions, I want to really show you what this thing is doing here. Let's say you want to take the fraction 1/4 and you want to add it to 1/3. Now, we can just type this into the calculator command line just as it is, no problem, and it would do the math. Because it knows how to deal with fractions. But I want to show you that it's really doing the same thing here in the common denominator function. So when we hit enter, it's going to do exactly what you would expect. It's going to find a common denominator between these two denominators, which would be 12. It's going to transform each fraction into an equivalent fraction with common denominator 12, add the numerators together, you're going to get 7/12. Now, like I said, this calculator is smart enough to basically be able to do that right on the command line. You're going to get the same answer. But it's important to know that this common denominator function that's in there, that's really all it's doing. It's looking at the two fractions that you type in, or you could be typing 5 fractions in. When you involve x, and it's just going to try to do its best to find a common denominator, transform the fractions just according to the rules of algebra, and then add them. So in this case, for a simple fraction, the common denominator is 12. That's the only thing we have common there. So if we multiply the first fraction by 3/3, we'll get 12 on the bottom. We'll have 3/12. If we multiply the second fraction by 4/4, we'll have 4/12, and 3/12 plus 4/12 is 7/12. So that's basically what this algorithm is doing. Now, if we do a more complicated guy, remember it's common denominator number 6, so I'll just hit